Hey guys, what is up? Redpen Mining here. How you guys all doing? Hope you're all doing really well and have a really great day. In this video, I want to turn a HP pre-built machine into a mining rig. And so the reason why I'm doing this is because I'm wanting to see if, this is like a 3 or 4 year old pre-built machine that I got off a business from Craigslist. They were liquidating their office PCs and it was a really good deal. I think I got it for like $250 Canadian, i5 7500 or 7400. We're gonna see what the specs are in HiveOS. But the main thing about it for me was that comparing it to like a mining motherboard, which costs way more than $250 Canadian. I guess in USD for my American viewers, this would be about maybe $200 USD. But yeah, these mining motherboards, you guys know, they cost an arm and a leg just with the motherboard itself. And so with this pre-built, it comes with everything. CPU, RAM, comes with a power supply, but it's most likely proprietary to the motherboard, which we're gonna open it up here in a second and find out. It also has an SSD, which is great. And yeah, I guess we'll see how many PCIe slots that we have on this thing. But that is why also I wanna see if we can utilize one of these PCIe 1 to 16 riser card, 1 to 4 USB multiplier hub adapter, okay? So we're gonna see if this works so that I can turn this into a 6 GPU mining rig. And I'm gonna be using these RTX 3060s and I'm gonna couple it with an HP server PSU 1200 watt with a parallel miner X11 breakout board, and I got a bunch of PCIe cables, and of course we're going to be using GPUrisers.com risers, their latest revision, as you guys can see here with the 8 capacitors, nice and reliable, and also the butterfly clip, gold USB plated, and 2 PCIe plugs. Also a Molex plug if you're going to be utilizing like lower end GPUs, not like a 3090. 3090 you're going to have to do like PCIe for sure. Okay, anyways, GPU risers. Thank you so much. Guys, use offer code RedPandaMining for 10% off if you guys would like to purchase anything. Alright, so let me go ahead and open this and we're gonna see what is inside, okay? Let me just put the camera down and see what this has. Alright. Okay. Alright. Oh wow, this has a 240 gig Kingston SSD, like haphazardly. I think this was, you know what? I have a feeling they had like a mechanical hard drive and they took that out and simply put in an SSD. Huh, interesting. It looks like there is like an M.2 slot in there. And so this generation of motherboard, or like the CPU, an i5, this is a 7th gen processor. So this is something from, I believe, 2016, maybe 2017 or 2018. I think with HP, it's definitely a few years old, but yeah, anyways, it looks like we got 1, 2, 3, and 4 PCIe slots, which is really good. I'm hoping that this will work so that we could, wait, you know what? We could theoretically put maybe 7 GPUs, because if I put this in one of the slots, it's gonna, then I'll have 3 extra on the motherboard and then I'll have 4. So that will be 7 altogether. Huh. Well, maybe I can add in another GPU so that we can do 7. Yeah, maybe, we'll see. And oh yeah, I wanted to figure out if this had a proprietary like ATX power or like CPU, because if I wanted to like take it out, and I don't think so, judging by, looks like there's the 4-pin CPU, which is nice, but I do not see a like ATX power. Okay, so looking into it further, yeah, there is no like 24-pin on this motherboard. And I think I found the like 24-pin, it's like its own proprietary like small little tiny power CMD. So I'm thinking this little cable there, it goes into the power supply, so we will not be able to utilize like a typical ATX power supply in this thing, unless there was an adapter. But you know what? I'm just gonna keep it as is. I'm gonna close this and we're just gonna hang the GPUs outside, obviously. I'll show you guys my idea in a second. But before we do that, I wanna turn this on and I wanna put HiveOS on the SSD. We'll see if this pre-built machine will show up first, and then we'll add the GPUs, and then we'll see if this multiplier works. Okay guys, so be right back. I'm gonna put HiveOS on this SSD. Okay, first step, we're gonna burn HiveOS on here, but first thing we need to do is I have my USB to SATA adapter, and we're just gonna plug that in. Oh, I had it the wrong way. There we go, and I'm gonna plug this end into my computer because that's where we're gonna essentially put the ISO of HiveOS into this SSD. Downloading HiveOS. Okay, got Balena Etcher installed. Now we're going to put the image that we just downloaded from HiveOS and selected. We're gonna select target, and that's gonna be the 240 gig Kingston SSD right here. Select, and flash, and continue. Yes. Okay, while that's flashing, I just created my HiveOS account. I'm gonna go plus, we're gonna add a worker, and I'm just gonna call it HP Prebuilt. And all right, and well, if anyone's gonna do this, you guys can name it whatever you'd like. And now we're gonna see if the flash is done, and looks like it's just validating. Okay, so we're gonna wait for that. Okay, flash is complete. Now we just have to take it out, give it a few seconds, and plug it back in. Okay, so some of you may not get the HiveOS to show up after you plugged it in. So for me, we'll have to go to disk management, and you just have to type in disk management, and that should show up here. All right, create and format hard disk partitions, and simply we need to go to that drive, which is right here, and right click that, go to change drive letters and paths. We're gonna hit add, hit OK. And there we go. Now we need to download the rig config to that drive that just came up, and it should come up like this. And you're gonna browse to the Hive that we just did and hit save right there. And it should download, and we are good. Now we can unplug it. Actually, we're gonna eject it first. Definitely we're gonna eject before you take out the SSD. Okay, got the SSD in. I just turned it on, and the first thing I want to do before we go into HiveOS is check the BIOS on this thing to see if there's any setting for, like, I don't know, 4G decoding or, you know, PCIe Gen 1 settings. So I'm gonna check that out first. Okay, so I looked in every single menu, and there are no like above 4G decoding option or PCIe Gen 1 option or anything like that. But it does show here that there's PCIe Express X16 slot 1, which I believe would be that one right there. And then we have PCIe X1, and then an X4. Okay, so maybe the multiplier card that I put in is most likely going to go either into the first slot, the X16 slot, or maybe the X4 slot. That might work as well. Or maybe I can put two of these because this turns into a 4 PCIe splitter, right? So I wonder if I can do two of these, which I do have more, which is from AAA Wave. Thank you to AAAWave.com for these splitters, by the way. So yeah, if you guys want to see a video having more GPUs, then we can do 8 and then another 2 in the middle. So 10 GPUs, possibly 10 GPUs on a pre-built like this. Let me know if you guys want to see that. But this video, we're gonna see if we can do 6 or maybe 7. All right, so I'm gonna boot into HiveOS now. Let's see what happens. Okay, I got a boot device not found, so I'm gonna check that out. Okay, so there was a UEFI setting in the BIOS. I disabled the secure boot in the BIOS and did legacy, and now it is running on HiveOS now. It booted in the SSD. So I forgot to plug in the internet, so let me go do that now and we'll see if it shows up on the web GUI on HiveOS. Give me 1 sec. Okay, let's hit F5 to refresh and see if this shows up. Ah, yes. All right. Let's see here. We got a 8299 HP, totally like from 2017. All right, this is from 20. So this is about 4 years old, and we got an Intel Core i5 7500 CPU, which is pretty nice to be honest. And there's the 240 gig SSD. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it showed up, and I'm gonna just update this to the latest version. Hit update, and there we go. It's gonna do its thing and probably restart. And then, yeah, I guess I'm gonna shut her down and we're gonna add in I guess we'll put in all 4 GPUs. I wanna do 4 first on these 4 PCIe slots. And then if that works, then I'm gonna then add this. And yeah, we'll see if we can add 2 more or maybe even 3 more GPUs to make it 7, all right? So let me plug all of this in, and I gotta plug in the HP server PSU. Well, actually this doesn't plug into this. This is gonna be totally separate, as this is not a ZSX board where it has like the 24 pin and 8 pin for the CPU, because I showed you guys in the beginning that this is like a proprietary motherboard. It doesn't have a 24 pin or 8 pin for the CPU. And so I'll be right back. Okay, I got a lot to explain here, but first let's start with the HP Prebuilt here. So just to show you guys how I have the PCIe plugged in, just simply like this. I have the case open and the PCIe plugs are going into the motherboard, each PCIe slot, and each one is going respectively into its own GPUriser.com riser, and then I have the GPU plugged in. So here are the 4 RTX 3060s, okay, and then here are the PCIe cabling for the risers. Each riser has a 6 pin, and then each GPU has an 8 pin. And for those wondering, these are from Parallel Miner. These are the 12-inch long PCIe cables. They're very short, and so depending on if you're gonna do this type of thing, which I'll explain later, some different options I was thinking about, maybe putting it on a mining frame, like having this on the first level and then having the GPUs at the normal second level on a mining frame, or maybe doing like an Amazon basic shelf or something, or just a Costco shelf or something, and then hang the GPUs using like chump change XDs hanging brackets or something. I'll show you guys an example later. Maybe we can do that. Let me know what you guys think down below. Anyways, going along, you guys may see there's a bar on top of the GPUs here. So this came from another mining frame, and I was thinking of maybe just using aluminum angle. You know, you can go to like Home Depot, Home Hardware, buy aluminum angle for really cheap, cut it, and then you can drill your own holes. And so since I'm doing this on a table, I thought, hey, why not, right? And you can see the IO is going right to the end of the desk here, and it's just resting, you know, the GPU is just resting on the table. But when I didn't have this bar, all the GPUs were tilting like this way or that way. So this bar is just to keep all the GPUs up. It's literally just freestanding, right? And so I can put another 2 GPUs, one there and one here. But anyways, that's how I have it all set. Let's turn this thing on and see if it shows up in HiveOS. So we have to turn on the HP server PSU first, and let's just make sure these all turn on. Yeah, the risers are on. Okay, so that's a good sign. Next, we need to turn on the HP Prebuilt. Okay, so the power button for this is on the front here, and there we go. Okay, looks like the lights are on the PCIe X1 adapters. Okay, let's see if it shows up in HiveOS. Okay, here we go. F5 to refresh, and let's see if we got GPU. Oh, okay. All right, well, looks like we only got 2 GPUs showing up. Okay, well, we didn't get 4, but we got 1, it looks like, and another one, it just did not work. Okay, it just booted a minute ago, and all right, well, that didn't work, so I'm gonna see what's going on. Okay, well, we're gonna see if an updated BIOS will fix this issue. See if this works. Of course, I have the PCIe out, and the GPUs are not on while we're doing this. So, we'll see. Okay, I want to explain what happened after the BIOS update. So it did not work. Okay, after the BIOS update, the same thing happened. I had all 4 PCIe plugged in to the motherboard, and it would not boot. Sometimes it would. Sometimes I was getting very random results when I had all 4 plugged in each of the slots, okay, with these adapters, okay, the X1 adapters. I did check the BIOS to see if there were any other changes from the BIOS update, and no, there's no like 4G decoding or PCIe Gen 1 or anything like that. Next thing I tried is I tried one by one, and it works with one GPU with one PCIe. When I added the second PCIe without the splitter, okay, which I will show you guys in a second, it will work, I'll show you guys in a sec. It didn't work with 2 of these, and then I tried 3 and it didn't work. So realistically, I was only able to get one of the 3060s to show up in HiveOS on one of the PCIe slots. So here we are, I have one of the splitters plugged in here, okay, the hubs, and then I have one of the PCIe plugged into this slot right here, and it only shows up 3 of the GPUs, okay, so only 3 show up. But now if I plug this one into here, it will show up in HiveOS, which I will show you guys right now. Give me a sec. So just to show you what happened before, I had the 3 plugged into the hub, and those worked. And then one was plugged into the PCIe slot, the X1 slot, and it didn't show up, it didn't work. So now I have all 4 on the multiplier hub, and it works. It shows all 4 in HiveOS. Okay, so that worked, as you guys can see in this configuration. And so having multiple PCIe slots on this, I guess, proprietary, I don't know, HP motherboard, it just wouldn't work having them plugged in, okay, with multiple of these X1 adapters. I have a feeling it's something to do with maybe the PCIe lanes or maybe above 4G decoding or something, but it does show up 4 of them in HiveOS now, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. If you guys have any ideas why it doesn't work with the onboard PCIe when I had them plugged into the risers that way instead of the splitter, let me know if you guys have any thoughts on that. But anyways, we got 4 to show up using the hub here. Now, the next thing I want to do is, let's just see if it mines. So let me do up the flight sheet and overclocking and all that stuff. And then if that works, then I'm going to add in a second hub here and see if we can add in 2 more GPUs, or maybe more, but we'll see if we can do 6 first, okay? Give me 1 sec. Okay, it's mining successfully, and there are the hash rates right there. We're using the latest version of NB Miner, and you guys know that these 3060s are LHR, so that's why we're getting that hash rate. But anyways, we've confirmed that it is mining no problem with the hub multiplier. And so, alright, I guess the next thing I want to try is adding the second one and 2 more GPUs, and we'll see how that works, alright? So you guys will see 6 GPUs here in 1 sec. Okay, I got all 6 plugged in, and it's just a crazy spaghetti style of cables coming out of this this whole thing. This is the first time I've actually ever done something like this, so it's pretty funny, but also really fun. I'm having a lot of fun here getting this all set up. All right, anyways guys, 6 USB, and I'm using 2 of the multiplier hub adapters. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and turn on the HP server PSU first. And verify, yeah, as long as we got the red and blue lights, that means they're on and all the fans are going. Okay, next, turn on this. Okay, and let's see what happens. Yeah, oh my god, it's, okay, I think it's working. That showed up right away. That means that's a good sign, that's a good sign. Before, when I was using all of these, right, these X1 adapters, it was really slow and just not working, and right away it shows 6 GPU. Yes, 6 graphics cards. Perfect. Wow. Okay, well, let me go to the HiveOS web GUI and see. Actually, oh no, it shows 6 right there. And yeah, it's loading up NB Miner as we speak. You can see the 63060s show up. That's perfect. It's building the DAG size DAG file right now. And there we go. It's working. Oh my god. Okay, I'm so confused as to why these adapters will not work on the motherboard itself. Maybe the motherboard, maybe it doesn't have enough power, but these X1 adapters, they don't require power. So, and then I'm using the adapter hubs. Shouldn't those technically not work either? You guys can let me know down below, but hey, it's working. Now that we've confirmed that it's mining and working with 6 GPUs on a HP Elitedesk 800G3. Okay, and this thing is from like 2017. So, hey, it works, but it looks like we have to use these multiplier adapter hubs. Okay guys, this video's not over, but I'm gonna end it off with a banger. I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna add 2 more graphics cards and see if we can do 8, okay? If that works, I mean, I feel like if I can do another 2 more multiplier cards, then we could theoretically maybe do 16 GPUs off this one HP Prebuilt machine. Let me try adding another 2 more. Be right back. Okay, we got 8 GPUs in, but it doesn't work. So I did a couple tests here, and ultimately we can only get 6 to work. And I did try with 7, so I took the one that one of those I just added out, and it wouldn't boot with 7. But once I took out the other one, the other 3060, then it booted with these 6. So it seems like we're capped out at 6 GPUs. It doesn't even boot in a HiveOS, nothing. Like nothing boots, it just will not turn on. And so I'm gonna turn it off here just to show you guys. I'm gonna do it in real time here, so it's just turning off. Okay, and I'm gonna turn off the HP server PSU. Okay, now I'm simply just going to unplug. You know what? Let's unplug these 2 just to see if it boots with. Maybe there's something wrong with these 2. I don't think so, but let's just see. So we theoretically have 6 now. Okay, so I'm gonna hit this. HP server PSU. Okay, now we're gonna turn this on. Alright, this is real time. I'm not gonna cut this, and we should see something come up on the screen. Right now. Right now. Yeah, that's a good sign though. That didn't happen before. Yeah, there you go. It's working. It's going into HiveOS. So I had all 8 before, and nothing would show up on the screen. Nothing would show up on the web GUI. It just would not show up. So yeah, it's loading, and it shows the 6 GPU. Yeah, just fine, 6 GPUs. So I think we can only do 6 max on here. Actually, I am thinking of trying a hub on one of those and seeing if we can just do 1 or 2 or yeah, just let me try that. I don't know if that's gonna work. Give me a sec. I'll be right back. Nope, didn't work. So I tried both PCIe slots, the X1 slots with the hub. I tried 2 GPUs, right, on this hub here, the one in the middle, and nothing would work, nothing would show up. And I tried it on the other slot again, and yeah, it didn't work. So it seems like we can only do up to 6 GPUs on this HP pre-built machine. I mean, there you go. I mean, it was a success otherwise. I could get 6 to work, just not 7 or 8. And I guess doing the test of 16 on here would not be possible. But if you guys got to the end of this video, I have an exciting thing that I want to try down the road. I'm waiting for a motherboard. This is a Ryzen 1900X ThreadRipper CPU. It's got 64 PCIe lanes, and I have a X299 ASRock motherboard coming that has a bunch of PCIe slots and M.2 slots, which I'll probably need the M.2 to PCIe adapters. And so I'm hoping to utilize 8 of these multiplier hubs on a ThreadRipper motherboard, and we're gonna see world record of 32 GPUs on a single motherboard setup, okay, a ThreadRipper setup. So we're gonna see if that's theoretically possible, and I mean, I guess we're gonna have to do that in Windows because Linux doesn't support more than 15 or 16 GPUs. You guys have seen me and do a 19 GPU rig, and I did do 16 successfully, but anything after 16, it wouldn't work. Most likely, I don't even know if Windows can support 32 GPUs. Anyways, that'll be for another video. Anyways, guys, I think that's it for this one. We were able to get this to mine on a pre-built couple-year-old desktop, and I think it's a great option for people that may already have one of these. Now there's going to be some dependencies here as to chipsets, generation of Intel CPUs, PCIe lanes, motherboard configurations. Like you guys saw, like this is a proprietary HP motherboard, and it doesn't have the typical ATX or 8-pin CPU. So it's interesting, right? But it looks like we had to utilize these multiplier hubs in order for it to work. And so utilizing these adapters didn't seem to work. I can only get one GPU to show up in HiveOS, not 4. All right, so interesting thing there, but we were able to get 6 to work. Okay guys, I think that's it for this video. Let me know your thoughts. I had a lot more to talk about, but I think this video is long enough, but you guys probably get the gist of it. You can try and use any old computer, and by no means this is not really old, like 3 to 4 years old, that I got from an office that, you know, they usually upgrade every 3 to 5 years. You know, that's a normal cycle for a business. They liquidate their old hardware and they buy all new, like, pre-built desktops, probably like Lenovo or Dell. And I know Lenovo has their own proprietary power connector on their motherboard as well. I think it's like a 14-pin. Anyways, if you guys think there's other things I can try, let me know down below. I appreciate you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, and peace out.